The Chernobyl catastrophe stands as one of history's most tragic and notorious incidents, and it has also led to the emergence of peculiar creatures occasionally spotted in the Forsaken Zone. I invite you to discover them. In this video, I will present some of the most astonishing wildlife encounters in Chernobyl. Join me. Number 10. Crawling. Next up is the footage which was filmed by a tourist in the vicinity of Chernobyl. The author of this video started filming when he saw a strange creature crawling toward him. The author has never seen such a creature before, and probably you haven't either, and no wonder because it looks extremely strange. Apparently, this animal belongs to the rodents. This is indicated by the hair of the animal, its size and tail. And indeed, the creature looks remotely like a rodent, but are there rodents on the planet without heads and limbs? Apparently, yes, and they can be found only in the Chernobyl area. I hope this creepy monster stays there. Number 9. Deer. And here's another deer that was caught on camera installed in the exclusion zone. Although it's only presumably a deer, as in this previous case, it's not clear whether it's a deer, a moose, or another creature. But if in the previous case, the creature did not have a neck, this strange beast's neck is alright. Moreover, it's even too big. The creature's head is also strange. The body of the creature looks like a deer, but the head, according to many users who watched the videos, looks more like a monkey's. So, what is this species unknown to science, which appeared as a result of the Chernobyl disaster? An ordinary deer that was so distorted because of the camera angle and light, or something else? According to many people who have seen the video, the footage shows a deer that mutated into something strange and mysterious after the Chernobyl disaster. Do you agree with this version? Number 8. Without a neck. Several years ago, a very strange animal was filmed in the Chernobyl exclusion zone, which caused a stir on social networks. In the footage, we can see an animal that resembles either a deer or a moose. Everything would be fine, but it has no horns or even a neck. If you look a little closer, you'll realize that the head of this creature grows right out of the torso. The video shows the animal running across the railroad tracks and hiding in the bushes. It's unknown exactly what this creature was and what became of it afterward. The opinions of internet users were divided. Someone thought that the camera captured a hybrid between a deer and a rabbit, while others suggested that the images show a hybrid between a horse and a cow. Considering that sometimes there are creepy and very strange animals in the exclusion zone, I wouldn't be surprised if one of these versions turns out to be true. It's possible that we've seen a mutant or a hybrid that's formed naturally. However, it's also possible that it was a usual deer or moose, but with a neck injury or an underdeveloped neck. Number 7. Catfish. The Chernobyl disaster made most people leave the contaminated area, and mass fishing in local reservoirs understandably ceased. Nevertheless, it hasn't stopped completely. Some people still live in the abandoned area, and tourists come here often too. When they go fishing, they sometimes manage to catch very strange creatures, for example, mutant catfish. As the locals say, a lot of mutant catfish swam in the cooling pond. They reach an impressive size and sometimes even exceed human height in their length. Locals say that the catfish have mutated not only because of radiation, but also because of a change in diet. Allegedly, they eat human remains. Of course, anything is possible, but this fact is not fully confirmed, but the fact that these mutants eat waterfowl and small birds is pure truth. According to scientists, the mutant catfish fished and seen in Chernobyl now are not the limit. They believe that in the future, these monsters will grow to even larger sizes. Who knows what they'll be like in 10 to 20 years? Number 6. Strange fish. Not only strange and creepy catfish are fished from Chernobyl reservoirs, there are other unusual fish here as well. One of them was recently caught, filmed, and posted on the internet. This creature has a fish-like head and strange suction cups on its body. The body itself of this creature is quite strange. It feels like it shouldn't belong to a fish. In addition, according to the author of the video, the fish has a second mouth on its body, which can be seen if you look closely. But what kind of creature is this? Another victim of radiation poisoning, or something else? Write your guesses about this monster in the comments, and stay tuned because further, there are several more very strange and mysterious animals that have been found in Chernobyl. Believe me, they're worth seeing. Number 5. Unknown species. Not long ago, tourists found a strange creature near Chernobyl that no one could identify. Neither scientists nor tourists were able to figure out what species it belonged to. Obviously, the creature is very reminiscent of a starfish. Almost everyone who watched this clip agreed with this, so it is. But how did the starfish end up in Chernobyl, and how did it get into a freshwater reservoir, which is atypical for its habitat? Scientists have no answers to these questions. Is it possible that this creature is, in fact, not a starfish, but a mutant of unknown origin? Is it possible that it's, in fact, an ordinary fish which acquired such a strange form as a result of contamination of the reservoir with radiation? What do you think? Number 4. In a puddle. The next video was shot by hikers who decided to drive around the contaminated area in a car. At one point, the driver stopped, his attention caught by something lying in a puddle. When the guys got out of the car and took a closer look at it, they couldn't figure out what it was. A pink creature with pretty large teeth, a long tail, an elongated tongue, and something like hooves. A very strange combination, right? The animal was marked with a seal, and it was strange too. The guys couldn't figure out what they'd stumbled across. Maybe it was a piglet that had mutated and became ugly as a result of radiation exposure. Or maybe it was a new kind of animal that appeared after the disaster at the power unit. Whatever the case, I wouldn't go near such a freak, let alone touch its tail. Who knows what you can catch from an unknown beast? Number 3. Piglet. If the previous creature was not clear, and it was not entirely clear whether it was a piglet or something else, then things are clearer with this creature. A few years ago, a video of this creature was uploaded to the internet. According to the video's author, this is a real piglet, but it's mutated. It's mutated very seriously. As you can see, it even formed a human-like face. You can see it even despite the not very good quality of the video. On the deformed face of the piglet, you can see a pronounced nose, chin, and eyes. Everything resembles a human face. As the authors of the video said, they found the piglet with a human face in one of the sewers of Pripyat, near Chernobyl. I think we can take their word for it. After all, there is often something strange going on in sewers. Scientists have repeatedly stumbled upon unknown creatures in the sewers, and given that Chernobyl sewers are still contaminated with radiation, it's not surprising that such a strange and creepy mutant could be born there. Number 2. Parasite. A few years ago, a Chinese woman came to Chernobyl on a personal tour and wanted to see the abandoned sites and local animals. I'm sure she didn't expect to come across this strange and creepy creature during her tour of Chernobyl. She stumbled upon the strange creature not far from the notorious Red Forest, the forested area that took the highest dose of radiation after the reactor explosion and turned a brownish-red color. Not surprisingly, the Chinese woman encountered the unknown creature there, as the radiation level in the Red Forest area is still quite high. When the Chinese woman posted a video of the strange creature on the internet, users began to actively discuss it and put forward their versions. The creature, which looked like something made of twisted branches and threads, was slowly creeping around the ground, taking all kinds of shapes. What could it be? According to the tourists from China and many users, we can see another Chernobyl mutant of unknown origin. But scientists have a different opinion. They think the Chinese woman was able to capture a water worm parasite. This is a good theory, however, it's not clear why it was on land. These creatures live in freshwater. Number 1. Giant moth. Not so long ago, the blue underwing moth was spotted in the reserve, located in the exclusion zone, one of the largest in Europe. It's listed in the Red Book of Ukraine as an endangered species. According to scientists, it flew on its own to the scientific department of the Biosphere Reserve. This individual attracted the attention of scientists because the moth was very large. Its wingspan reached 11 centimeters, which is comparable to the size of a small bird. Many internet users, learning about the visit of the moth to Chernobyl, began to worry that radiation affected insects, turning them into giant mutants, but in fact, that's not entirely true. The blue underwing is large itself. Its wingspan often reaches 8 to 10 centimeters. Nevertheless, its visit to the contaminated area still surprised scientists because they had not observed it there before. So this moth can be quite called a strange, or at least an unexpected guest. At the same time, it should not be excluded that there are abnormally large insects in Chernobyl. It's quite possible that soon they'll be talked about. That's all, guys. What other strange animals do you think live in Chernobyl? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you later.